Rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances of quitting are likely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it.
Good morning, Knicks universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Knicks Morning Brew on this Wednesday, April 10th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with my compadres this morning. I got my guy Eddie Presti, and I got my guy Mr. Jiggaman Porto.
What up? Fellas. We are in a good mood. We're the number 3 seed. We're in a good mood. How could you even? You can't even show up here.
Hold on, but you gotta hold on. We gotta be careful for Orlando, bro. Remember, Orlando is the top team in the Eastern Conference. Oh my God!
30 seconds in,
I'm just saying.
Orlando might be the 2 seed when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Orlando's the best team in the East. You got to be scared of Orlando. All you Knicks fans out there, be scared of the Orlando Magics, the true team in the Eastern Conference. Fuck the fact that the Celtics have 62 wins. It's the Magic that you guys got to be afraid of.
Well, the Celtics are a great club.
They have size. The Magic has size.
The Celtics are a great collection of players, and there's some mighty fine folks up there in Boston. So shout out to the Celtics.
Oh God.
The two of you already talking shit, and all I want to do is piss. You know how I can piss Hector off? Watch, he gets so mad. Ready? Here we go.
Do it because we don't have the copyright for this. The number of the day is. This is CBS. So that's the number. Shout out to the chat. Bobby Woodruff is in the building. Bobby, I hope you're good today. Bobby, Hector, Bobby, what are you talking about? Letting you on. I didn't have an open panel yesterday, Bobby. I don't do open panels every Tuesday on the Yankee show. What is going on, Bobby? Are you okay, Bobby? Just like Monday, we didn't do an open panel on the Knicks show. You okay, Bobby?
We love you.
Yeah, come on.
You know what? At this point, can we do a roll call?
Let's do a roll call. Shout out to Bobby in the chat. Shout out to Bobby. Shout out to Sierra in the buildings who says, boo the Knicks, but Sierra, we still love you. My guy On Dios NYK is in the building. Nathan Ramachandra is in the building. We got our guy Double A. Salute to Double A, the finest and fittest 60-year-old we know in our life. John Petit is in the building. Jacob Petruzzi, how you doing? My guy Eric Gonzalez, salute. Self-actualize 174. Okay, I like the name. Shout out to you, Orlando or Frauds. Absolutely. Nick Yak is in the building. Who else we got here? We got Just Knicks in the building. Felix Zorilla is in the building. Our friend Dream Shake is in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. Smack that like button. And if you guys can, hit that subscribe button.
We love you, Bobby. We love you, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Now, Sierra, I want to do this, and then we'll jump into a recap of last night's game. But Sierra, I'm sorry to do it to you.
I'm sorry,
twice,
Sierra.
But I mean, the highlight of the game. Oh my God! And he's going for the epic dunk, and you dumbass.
You know, I was at the Yankee game when that happened, and yes, I was at the Yankee game. The best fucking baseball team in New York City. I was at the Yankee game when that dunk happened, and I almost dropped my phone trying to watch it at the same time. But shout out to the Knicks. It was a good game, though, nonetheless.
It really was. I mean, guys, another 45 masterclass from Jalen Brunson. I mean, how could anybody not put respect on this man? Most points in 2024, Luka in first, Jalen with 1275. Eddie, man, another one from our point guard, bro. Like MVP all the way.
MVP all the way, but he's right now not even in the running.
Nope.
Like he's not even in the running when he should clearly be, I would say, number 3. So I'd put Joker first. I'd say SGA second. I'd put Brunson third right now. If I was making the MVP list out, that would be my order. Just because Jokic, obviously, they're not top in the West, but they should be. And obviously, when you're looking at what SGA did for the OKC, he's got to be considered. And then I have to put Brunson third. I think Brunson is third in MVP. I mean, this guy, he's had more. I think he's got more 30-point games than Melo in the 2012-2013 season. And in my opinion, I think he's overtaken Melo as far as just on what he's done here. I really think that Brunson now you could probably say, and especially if we win around this year, I think you could say Brunson's overtaken Melo.
Yeah,
I
want to act
and stuff, but I really believe it. Again, Brunson's got a better team, but what Brunson's brought to this Knicks team is it's unreal. It's unreal.
I want to ask you, Eddie, when it comes to 3 names that you mentioned, obviously Jalen Brunson, SGA, Joker. Remove Jalen Brunson, SGA, Anthony Edwards, and Joker. Take those names away from their team.
Yeah.
Is Denver team better than the Knicks team?
Denver,
now this is no Joker, no Jalen Brunson in the conversation. Just
no, I get
the extra piece. You get it. So is Denver better than the Knicks?
No.
No. It's
wait. Denver without Brunson, without Jokic, without Brunson, correct?
Yeah, without Brunson, without
Denver's
Jokic.
better.
Denver's better. All right. Without Brunson, without SGA, which team is better, OKC or the Knicks?
OKC.
Without Anthony Edwards.
Randle's hurt.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Without Anthony Edwards, without Jalen Brunson, what team is better, Minnesota or the Knicks?
I have to say probably Minnesota.
Okay, Minnesota's better. Now, with that being said, who impacts winning more for their team? Jalen Brunson, SGA, Jokic, or Anthony Edwards?
It's got to listen. It's got to be Brunson, because if you took Brunson off this team without Randle, of course, we're a lot
without Randle. Yeah,
this is a lottery team.
Yeah, because like I said, at MVP, most valuable player, you remove Jalen Brunson from this team without Julius Randle, without OG Anunoby for a big part of the second half of the year. We're a lottery team. We're not even sniffing the play-in tournament, right? So that's what I'm saying. When you look at what the definition means, most valuable player, to me, Jalen Brunson is most valuable to his team. But I'm in agreement with you. SGA scoring this year at an all-time clip. We haven't seen it since Melo back in the days, like you said it. And Jokic, he's Joker. He's a great player, all-time player. But for me, I think Jalen Brunson, he's not going to get it, but in my eyes, is the real MVP.
100%. And I mean, even our boys over at Knicks Central, Anthony B put out there, he said Jalen Brunson would be in the combo for MVP of the NBA this season if reporters, who are also voters, picked him before the season started. But since nobody did, they don't want to be that wrong, so they'll go with a safer pick, and they predicted system. It's flawed. 100%.
When it comes to the voters, when it comes to the media and stuff like that, unless you're having a all-time breakout season or all-time, shout out to my guy Phil in the chat, an all-time explosion onto the scene, like a Luka Doncic, right? You got to earn their respect. So when it comes to Jalen Brunson this year, he's earning the respect of the voters, of the media. So when we shift gears into next season, Jalen Brunson is already going to be in those conversations. He may not be in those conversations this year because he hasn't earned their respect. But next year and the years going forward, Jalen Brunson should be in that conversation. And whatever you do, don't be like Stephen A. Smith, not knowing what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, come on, guys. Everybody leave Stephen A. alone. Okay, yeah. Grimes is playing great. Hart is doing fantastic off the bench.
Hart is killing it off the bench.
Hart was off the bench too. He said.
Sixth man of the year. Hart, sixth man of the year. I'm sorry. I just had to. It just popped into my head. ADHD moment. I apologize, Stephen A. Smith. You're a legend. You're a GOAT.
Real quick, AA, shout out, $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you helping us always keep the lights on, AA, one of the best supporters out there. We found our number 2, Edward. I think
number 2.
OG, I'm guessing, right?
I don't know about that.
Oh, he said you have $1.99. Right back at you. I want to pull this up. You talk about going into next year, heck. Perfect example. Number of times the Knicks finished more than 10 games above 500 in the 20 years prior to Jalen Brunson signing. 1. Number of times Knicks finished more than 10 games above 500 in the 2 years with Jalen Brunson. 2. Which goes to your point, heck. You go into next season, no choice. He is in the conversation. There's no way after what he's done so far, and if he shows up in the playoffs like we believe he will, he's got to be in that conversation next season.
Yeah, hold on. There's a comment right here. I got scared because I just saw the name and I didn't know what happened. I was like, wait, what did I just do?
We got flagged, no cap. Life analysis.
Shout out to No Cap in the chat.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next year is we're gonna bring in probably a big time talent, and he's gonna take some of Jalen Brunson's stats, so he won't be MVP again because Jalen Brunson's numbers are gonna go down a little bit. We bring in a Spider-Man. You get it?
You unhappy mother sucker.
He is, bro. This is the thing. I love Eddie Presti. I know me and him may joke around a lot and stuff like that, but it's the negativity, bro. What I'm gonna say is this is why men have heart attacks at 45, 48 years old, because of attitudes like that, Eddie. I need you to be more happy, be more optimistic. Go find the puppy and go kiss it, okay, bro?
I have 2 dogs. One dog's the other one's like extremely annoying.
Did you see how miserable he was when he had to let us know he had 2 dogs?
One's really annoying. All it does is just give you.
She's like, don't get me fucking started about.
No, I don't even start, guys. I'm gonna do this. We got over 150 people in the building. Yes. If you can, smash the like, hit the subscribe. If you're over on Twitter, stay over there. Whatever. Screw you guys. So don't come support us.
No, just stay there.
Go ahead, Heck. You were gonna say something.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say, so you could go ahead and kick it.
Well, I'll give you some stats.
Go ahead.
Last night, the New York Knicks starting lineup combined to score 118 points. Okay. They shot 42 of 69 from the field. That's 61%, and 15 of 28 from the 3. That's 55%. Those numbers for a starting line, and mind you, they outscored the Chicago starters, who, by the way, all like 3 of the guys had like over 20 each. They outscored them by, I think it was 18 points last night. So shout out to the Knicks starting lineup. Also, Knicks had, I think, their 3rd highest assist total of the season, 31 team assists. Whenever the Knicks, I think, are 29th or 28th in the league in assists. If you get a 30 assist game from the Knicks, lock it up, check it off. It is an automatic win. Yeah, and we lost the battle, the points of the paint. We lost the rebound battle. We lost the second chance points battle. Do you guys know why? Do you guys know why we lost all those battles?
Why?
Because we shot 61% from the field. and 55% from the three. We hit our shots. We didn't need to get second chance points. We didn't need to get rebounds. We hit all our shots. We play like that, we could beat anybody.
It's so funny because you look at this game versus them, we can enjoy and be high on the fact that we beat them last night and everything. And then to think, what, just 3 games ago, this is the same team that beat us in 108. Yeah. Did we have OG that first game against?
Yeah, we did. It was, remember, it was off a back-to-back.
Yeah. I was going to say, we definitely got the answer when it comes to OG. We spend weeks talking about how many games is it going to take for him to gel. He looked good last night. And he contributed offensively, bro. We talked so much about his defense, but OG stepped up big last night. Talk on that, Heck.
He was
listen,
he was
when it comes to OG Anunoby, driving to the lane, cutting to the lane, he was fantastic. We talked about it on the last show. Knowing that teams are going to double and triple team Jalen Brunson, it opens it up for teammates who can move without the ball to find themselves open in the open part of the court, down low. And OG Anunoby, he scored the Knicks' first 8 points last night against the Bulls with that same type of play. Every time Jalen Brunson was getting doubled, he tossed it down to OG, and OG was cutting and just slamming it home. But when it comes to his defense, I said this when he was out, before he came back, it may take him some time when it comes to his shooting to get back into rhythm. But the one thing that he will never forget is his defense, because he didn't lose athleticism because he got older. He got surgery on his elbow and he had to come back, and he did not lose his athleticism. So defensively, OG Anunoby will still be a top defender going down the stretch and into the postseason. Now, when you have OG, when you have Mitch on the floor, when you have Deuce McBride, we've seen it in small sample sizes, but I seen somebody posted on Instagram. You can just see Tom Thibodeau smiling when those three are on the court, because when they are on the court, the defensive pressure goes up a couple of ticks. Now, just imagine the first game. I mean, the game that we won against the Miami Heat, right? Mm-hmm. With Tay Rozier scored 30 points and stuff like that. We was having a whole conundrum about that. If OG Anunoby is in that game, Tay Rozier don't score more than 30 points. Against the Denver Nuggets a few weeks back, if OG Anunoby is in that game, Michael Porter Jr. don't go off for 30-plus points. So you see the value that he has. When he's out the lineup, other players can give you 30 points, 35 points. But when OG Anunoby is there, you can allow Josh Hart and Deuce McBride to be the second and third best defenders. And if you have Deuce McBride and Josh Hart as your second and third best defenders, you have something good on the court. When you have Deuce, when you have Josh Hart, when you have Mitch, and when you have OG out there all at the same time. And JJ put it in the chat, and I wanted to wait, but with the way that this team is playing right now, and I know we're going into the postseason, second seed is right there, but wouldn't this be the dream scenario matchup? The Dallas Mavericks and the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals? Not only would it be the Jalen Brunson redemption story against the Mavs, but it's Kyrie Irving coming back to New York City. It's the Knicks and Mavs with the whole Kristaps Porzingis drama that happened a few years ago. This right here will be the perfect storybook ending to the season. Yeah. The Dallas Mavericks and the New York Knicks in the finals.
That's the comic book ending with the Jalen Brunson story right there, you know? Mm-hmm. And at the end, it's him just standing on top of Mark Cuban's head, you know? And he's just like, like the perfect comic book. What's funny, Eddie, going back on the OG thing is, heck, you said it. After those games that we lost, we would easily come on this show and say, if we had OG, that wouldn't have been the case.
Yeah.
And again, now when we see him, you can really, after every game, sit there and say, man, we really do believe it. We don't just say it as fans. We can sit here and say, if OG was in some of those games, we walk away with it. What are we now? 17-3? 17-3?
Yeah. I mean,
no. We're 18-3 with him in the lineup. 17-3. Okay.
Listen to me, Hector.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I apologize. Sorry. You're the smartest. Yeah, I just want to let everybody know, if you guys see me like adjusting my sweater, it's because like I lost so much weight. I don't like this. These things are slimming on me now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Where's the jacket, by the way? But anyway, as far as OG goes, look, my thing for him is he needs to step up offensively. I need him to do what he did last night every single game. I need him to be consistent with the J, because we obviously are at the point now where if he could give us 15 a night, then where it's a totally different ballgame. It's a totally different team. But OG has not showed us that he's the most consistent guy in the world. He's got a little Dante DiVincenzo in him, where one game he could go off, the next game not. His offense isn't the pretty part. Last night I was impressed with his defense in the fourth quarter. Before that, I thought DeRozan got the better of him a lot of times, but also the refs were calling like ticky-tack fouls on him and stuff. So, the refs, they're not.
I feel like he had a lot of dunks last night too.
He had a lot of cuts to the back, and that's the one thing about OG.
Baskets.
Yeah. He doesn't sit on the 3-point line. He moves well without the basketball. He's able to cut, and that's the one thing that when Randle was here, we were saying that we need guys to cut, and OG is the perfect guy. Go ahead, Eddie, keep cooking.
No. Again, it comes. Look, when I watched those first 3 quarters last night, when I was watching OG, I thought he wasn't actually in that. I thought like DeRozan was trying to almost getting the best out of him, and he was scoring a lot of points on him because they were calling fouls on him. But if you go back and you watch that fourth quarter, OG locked up DeRozan. DeRozan cannot hit shots in that fourth quarter, and that's where I was like, okay, OG's back, and he basically put DeRozan in jail. DeRozan couldn't hit a shot to save his life in the fourth quarter.
And I'll say this to agree with Teresa. I know we all were a little concerned. Yeah. That third foul was early as shit, and you were like,
"Oh, the fourth one that we got lucky with."
Oh yeah.
So,
at that point, it was so early on too. You're like, "Oh, this can be a big problem for us." Real quick, and then we'll throw it over back to you guys. But a couple more people showed up and want to shout them out. I saw AP is in the building. How you doing? JJ's in the building. Lorenzo's in the building. Teresa T said show off when Hector was talking about I lost so much weight.
It's a little bit. Sorry, Teresa. Sorry.
Nick Yak is in the building. I saw Dripmore was in there. I saw just Julian Blum, Mr. Vince. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We got a little over 200 people rocking with us this morning. Smash the like, hit the subby, all that good stuff. Quick little break. Oh, go ahead.
So what's the story with the Knicks? Did we clinch last night? No, right? We didn't clinch a playoff spot because Miami won. Correct?
Well, wait.
We clinched. Yeah, we clinched the playoff spot. We're not in the play-in, basically, right?
No,
but we haven't clinched.
Still be.
There's 3 games left, so we're out of it when it comes to we haven't clinched our seeding. But from looking on Twitter, it's pull it up, so
because we're 1.5. We're 1.5 ahead of Miami, so I think we're still capable of dropping into the play-in.
We're in the top 6, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't think that's locked because Miami won. I think would have Miami lost, we would have clinched.
No, because we have 47 wins. Miami has 44 wins.
We didn't secure because of Miami's win last night.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Fall. So I guess basically it comes down to the turnout.
No, but don't we have the season series against Miami?
We have the tiebreaker against Miami.
Yeah. So even if we lose the next 3 games and Miami wins the next 3 games, we're tied with Miami. We're in the top 6 because we have the season series.
I'm not sure. I don't think we did.
You just said we got the tiebreaker. So if we win the tiebreaker,
I don't think it's clinched yet.
We did not clinch the top 6, guys.
No, we didn't clinch it. But what I'm saying is, when you look at the numbers, it's mathematically impossible. It's mathematically impossible for us not to be in the top 6 because Miami is 3 games away from us. We're 3 games left in the season. If we tie with Miami, it's a tiebreaker. It comes down to.
Okay.
Now, unless
the whole night they kept saying
Philadelphia has 45 wins. We have 47 wins. So if we lose the next 3 and Philadelphia wins the next 3, we're in the play-in. Philadelphia is in the
all right. So there we go. That was my point.
Yeah, not Miami.
Everything that is showing is we have to win one and Miami has to lose one. Or Miami has to lose.
No, it's Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia because Philadelphia has 45 wins. We have 47. There's 3 games left.
Screw math. Thank you, fellas. No worries. We'll be in the top 6. Screw math. All right.
Well, listen, it was a conversation that needed to be had.
guys, look, Teresa, I'm right there with you. Math is hard. All right, look, whatever. All right.
It's like a three of us like, I don't know. What is it? This?
That's the 76ers, right? They can still go up. All right. So you know what? How about that 60 cover?
Hey, that's a good one right there. Shout out to Slam
boys.
Oh wow, a magazine. Who the hell reads magazines?
And first, this is how you know Eddie is miserable. How do you not like reading?
This is 1999.
I literally still collect magazines to this day, Eddie. What is wrong with you?
Of course you do.
Wow. Anywho, talking about the Villanova boys, this Saturday, Dante DiVincenzo will be live in New Jersey for autograph signing. The Hobby Live is putting it together. If you guys in the tri-state area, you can hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on X, and I'll get you the details. Shout out to our friend, our guy, Mr. Frank Luna, for putting on these events. Frank Luna, he was known for doing a lot of baseball events. He's doing his first basketball event with Dante DiVincenzo. It's going to be amazing. Like I said, if you're in the tri-state area, hit me up. I can get you the info. If you guys want to get an autograph signing from Dante, you can hit me up and I can let you know how much it is so you guys can send it to me and I'll send that back to you.
Shout out to DSJ. Next season, Hector will be blonde and try to look like the Puerto Rican Ryan Gosling, the only troll we acknowledge.
That's what he's going for. He's going for that look, you know.
No, I've never.
Eddie
in my
really
life.
might be Mad Dog's nephew.
There's more truth to that than anything.
Do you guys see Celtics bringing the whole squad out for the game tomorrow night, or do you see them resting? What are you thinking?
This is.
I'll let Eddie go. Go ahead, Eddie. You can start it off.
No, it's a good question because last night they rested Horford and Porzingis. They looked like they didn't want to win the fucking game, or they didn't care, which is kind of strange. But I don't know. I'm kind of tossed. I think these assholes might play everybody on Thursday, and then the other part of me says, well, maybe they got to rest Tatum and Brown. So I don't know where these guys stand. I don't know what Missoula is thinking. I hope they rest everybody because I really would like to get an easy win and lock this fucking 2 or 3 spot up. You know what I'm saying? I think we could win out, especially if they don't play their starters. I think we'll beat the shit out of them. But if they play their starters, different story. In Boston,
For me, if you're the Boston Celtics, if you want to be petty, you try to you play your guys, right? Especially if you rested guys in the last game. It's the Knicks, it's New York, it's Boston at the end of the day. I don't trust those leprechaun bastards to save my life. First of all, I'm going to talk about the Boston Celtics. Let me talk about the Boston Celtics. The Celtics, an organization whose mascot is a derogatory depiction of Irish immigrants coming to America. You got to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh my
Eddie,
goodness.
You as a member of the Caucasian community, you should be offended by that.
Oh my God, so offensive.
Like it's literally a depiction of a migrant immigrant.
When I wake up in the morning and I see the Celtics logo, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so offended. Where's DEI? My God.
Yeah. Well, first of all, that's not what DEI. They're
gonna rest someone. They've been doing it every game for a while now. CT, teams rest guys in anticipation for the next same old story. Hold on, Eddie, because my question is. We sit here and look at the fact that they're the number 1 team. Do we think maybe they're looking at it like, man, maybe we should just beat them so we don't have to deal with their ass? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are some of these losses that they're up against them matter for who they're going to go up against?
But Jigga, wouldn't they have done that last night against the Bucks? The Bucks,
that's true.
See, right?
True. Yeah.
So if we go by that logic, they're going to be resting against us because they might say, oh, we're worried about the Knicks. At the end of the day, if they're not doing it against the Bucks, they're not going to do it against us. I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe they got insulted last night. Maybe they got embarrassed. I don't know. I'm just saying that if they're going to rest against the Bucks, I would think they'd rest against the Knicks.
I saw Nick Yak say, did you guys talk about hold on, did you what did he say?
You're a clown, I like wise. Go ahead.
I can't find it, but Nick Yak was like, "Did you guys? Oh, here it is. Did you talk about it? Did you talk about what, Nick Yak? This?
Oh yeah, that
You want to talk
horrible.
about this, Nick Yak? More of that? I'm sorry.
And you're
That's
down by
right.
close to 10 points. You're down by close to 10 points, and you're doing this
What an idiot.
in the second quarter. This is
been a
how
dunk
you.
of the year candidate, though.
If they would have got it,
Yeah, CT. They have the one locked up.
Yeah, they have the one. They have the 1 seed locked up. But what I'm saying is that if you're Joe Mazzulla, you're gonna want to. You should want to rest your players and get ready for the postseason, right? I'm not sure when it comes to Boston, they may want to just be spoilers for the Knicks. I can see it like this: if in the first half they'll play their players, they'll play their regular starters, right? If they're losing by the second half, by the third quarter, middle of the third quarter, if they're losing, I can see them resting their starters for the rest of the game. But if they're up in the third quarter, they're playing their starters for the rest of the game, just so they could be spoilers when it comes to another Eastern Conference team.
I don't know about that though. Like, if they didn't do it against the Bucks, why would they do it against the Knicks?
Because the Knicks and Celtics, they have history that dates back.
The Bucks and Celtics have more recent.
More recent history, but not. Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? 2021.
Yeah, and then talking about the Bucks, did you guys see that injury that happened to Giannis?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know like if he's going to be good for the postseason. If you're a Bucks fan, you got to be nervous when it comes to Giannis, because Giannis's number one game is his athleticism, the way that he could just put his head down and make his way to the rim. If he started to have knee problems right now, you gotta hope everything is good with Giannis for the NBA.
Guys, if that team doesn't win this year, I think they're gonna break it up. Like if they go out, like if they get a fucked up matchup like in the first round and they lose, I could see Giannis getting traded. I really.
What do you think would be more embarrassing for them? I know realistically it can't happen just because of the seeding. Losing in the first round to a team like Orlando or a team in the play-in like Miami. What do you think would be more detrimental to the Bucks?
If they lost to Miami again, I think they could kind of say, oh, well, Miami's got our number. They've had it the last couple of years. But if they lose to Orlando, that's kind of like, yo, what the hell, man? We just brought in Damian Lillard and we can't beat a team full of, you know, young guys that's never played in the playoffs. The Miami thing, I think they could swallow. The Orlando thing, that's a whole different ballgame. That's like that's an insult.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis is playing well though, Eric. I will say.
Shout out to Bobby Portis too. That's somebody that he was thrown into like NBA purgatory after he got into that fight with his teammate. He came to the Knicks. He wasn't getting the minutes that he wanted, and he goes to Milwaukee. He revitalized his career. He becomes the working man's player out there, the guy that put on the hard hat, get your lunch pail, and come to work. Shout out to Bobby Portis.
And he got on the Olympic team this summer. That says a lot for a role player.
Yep. Let's see.
We still feeling like Bogey's working his way into this roster for the playoffs?
Oh, I think
last night he played like shit, but
he played like shit last night, but he's still, off of those first two games. If you look at his shot selection last night wasn't the best, but he was still putting it up there. Shooters are going to shoot at the end of the day. I'm confident over the last two games. Let's see what happens on his next game against Boston.
This bench needs to really step up. I know they went down to just 8 guys, so only 3 guys off the bench played, but we scored 10 bench points last night. That number, we can't have that number.
You got to think we hopefully we'll get more from Mitch too, right? I mean, he didn't put any points up last night, right? It was a weird 20 minutes
defensively.
Defensively, yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you on that. But again, if you're getting some point helps from him, and offensively, he wasn't a big, what was it, 2 maybe offensive rebounds last night?
I don't think he had any.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
I think he had 3 steals. I think he had 3 steals last night, if I'm not mistaken.
Bogan, he had 1 rebound last night. He had no steals last night.
No, Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch had one defensive rebound. That was it. 2 steals. Yep.
Yeah, 2 steals, no defensive rebounds. He was, listen, even with our bench, Bogey was still +1. Mitchell Robinson +2. McBride was a -2. But besides that, the bench was still good. You know, when you look at the scorers, Jalen Brunson 45 points, OG 24, Dante DiVincenzo 21. I know we're not going to get 20 plus points every night from Dante, but if Dante could give us 16 plus points, 18 plus points, OG Anunoby could give us 20 to 24 points, and if we could get 5 to 10 points from Boji, 5 to 10 points from McBride, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, and also Eddie, I'll toss it to you, but I agree with Eric, right? We all notice it. Yeah, he looks a little heftier since he came back from the injury, you know, when it comes to Mitch, and he's not moving as fast as he was early on in the season. But again, that has to do with the injury too, and, you know, being on his ass while he's rehabbing and all that. But, you know, I think this, I would say personally, yes, he looked good defensively, but this was, out of all the games since he's been back, I think this was kind of the one where I felt he looked the most sloppy. You know, like I didn't see him really being that difference maker that I expected from him. So I don't expect to see that again, even this next game versus Celtics.
In the first half, when he was going up against Drummond, he didn't look good. Drummond was getting the better of him. Drummond is like stronger than him.
Well, I was going to say, if you remember, since Mitchell Robinson has come into the NBA, who has been the center to give Mitchell Robinson the most problem? It's been Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond, anytime. No, if you think about dating back to his rookie season, Mitchell Robinson, every time he goes up against Andre Drummond, he can't handle Andre Drummond. I'm not sure if it's his move, if Drummond's upper body strength, the way that he's very unorthodox with his movement as a big man. Mitchell Robinson cannot handle Andre Drummond, and I've noticed that since his rookie year. I wanted, when Andre Drummond was a free agent, after that rookie year, after DeAndre Jordan left to the Brooklyn Nets, I wanted the Knicks to go out there and get Andre Drummond to be that leader for Mitchell Robinson, or be that vet to show Mitchell Robinson, if you gave me issues as a rookie, you can show me how to go up against you in practice so I can be better. So I was always advocating for the Knicks to get Andre Drummond for that reason alone.
Shout out to Cheesy Soul Cakes with the $1.99 super chat. 3-0, and we lock in the third, only up from here. Cheesy, appreciate you, my guy.
I just want to say also, we got 240 people in the building rocking with us right now. We got over 120 people over on YouTube. If you guys can, smack that like button for your boys, because we're sitting on 40 likes. Let's run the likes to 100, and on top of it, we are on our way to 5K subscribers. Help us get to 5K and help us get to New York City when it comes to the Knicks playoffs, because we're trying to do something special out here.
For real. Like Andio says, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the show. Raziana, great. How you doing,
guy,
bro?
Razil, salute to you. Even though Razil is a Heat fan, he still is family over here. He still is our peoples. He is here almost every show, almost every live stream, giving us support. Shout out to my guys in the chat.
Eddie, go ahead. Sorry, bro. I know we were talking on OG, and then I cut you off there.
No, we were talking about Drummond last.
Drummond, yeah.
Drummond, look, that would be a guy I would target this summer if I'm the Knicks. Because if you look at it, if you could get him for $3 million, he basically, then you could use him to replace Mitch, and you could throw Mitch and his $14 million with Bogey and some picks in a trade for one of those guys in the $30 million range. That includes players like Cat. That includes players like Donovan Mitchell. It includes players like Mikal Bridges. It includes players like DeJounte Murray. So to me, when it comes to Mitchell Robinson and his time here, I think his time is sort of up. All right. He makes $14 million. Most likely we're going to pay Hart, right? I mean, we had Scott on. We heard what he said. So as much as, a lot of fans like, Mitchell Robinson, I think his time here is coming to an end. And also, if I'm the Knicks, if you can't get Drummond, we're going to have a couple draft picks. I want to draft a center that has 4 years of college experience, that's a big guy that literally you could plug in and he contributes from day one. So that's what I would do.
Eddie, you know what I love about you, bro? Oh, look, it picked up your thumb. Good job. You know what I love about you, bro? It doesn't matter what time of the season it is. It doesn't matter where we are. You have a game plan. You're ready to talk trades. You're ready to talk what package it goes to. I will say this. Every time you bring this name up, I will give you the same answer. Hell no, I don't want no cat. Keep that ass away from New York. I do not want cat here at all. I don't care what package you're putting together. I still can't be sold on cat.
Cat you could get if you get him before the draft or on draft night. It only costs you $35 million. Now, you could send out Randle in that deal. Randle's up for an extension.
Here we go.
Extension.
Here we go. Randle's gone now. You're trying to hurt my feelings already?
His extension starts at $47 million. If he goes into the Supermax, you're talking about a guy that's going to end in the $70 million range. That is cheaper than Cat. And Cat, as bad as his contract is, would be a better contract than Randle's Supermax contract. And
we want iHeart and Mitch. Sorry, I had to make sure.
Don't want Drummond. We want Mitch and iHeart. Knock it off, Eddie. Why? If Drummond costs you $3 million, why wouldn't you want him? He does the same fucking thing as Mitch.
Hector, would you sign up for Cat?
Hell no. I wouldn't sign up for Cat.
Okay.
There's only one reason
we open our fucking minds to see what else is out there. But okay.
No, what I'm going to say is
again.
No, there's only one reason why I stay off of Cat, and I've said it a bunch of times. Karl-Anthony Towns, he has health issues. He's been had health issues.
So does Julius Randle.
What happened?
So does Julius Randle. Last 2 seasons, he's had health problems.
What I was going to say, because I didn't know the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of your sentence, Eddie. So you let me know when I could talk, because I was giving my response. Go ahead, you let me know. Okay, so like I was saying, the reason go fuck yourself. The reason why I'm worried about Karl-Anthony Towns is, you may call me crazy or anything like that, but out of the one player that was affected the most by the COVID season, that was Karl-Anthony Towns.
Well, naturally, his motherfucking died. Of course he'd be affected.
No, he caught COVID like 5 times as well. So he was affected by COVID as well. That's why his numbers and his stamina was down. It is the same thing with Jason Tatum. I don't want the New York Knicks, because it will be our luck for us to trade away draft picks, trade away assets for Karl-Anthony Towns, and some shit pops up like Eddie Curry did with his Hart. That's what I don't want to have when it comes to Karl-Anthony Towns. I wish him the best. I hope all the health in the world. But when it comes to Karl-Anthony Towns, him and Jason Tatum were the most players affected from catching COVID back in the COVID season.
Yeah, but COVID's
great one. Appreciate the $1.99 super chat, Raziel. He said, I don't care anybody but Boston. And where my likes at? Appreciate you. Also, shout out to Eric Gonzalez purchasing 3 coffees, helping us keep the lights on. Keep up the good work, fellas. Brunson, who would have thought he would be this dominant? Tides are turning for this franchise. Say it again, Eric. Appreciate you, Eric. Thanks, guys.
Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, his contract, is that something that you want to swallow? Because $60 million is crazy.
Well, let me pull up Randle's extension numbers, and then let's talk crazy. So give me 5 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, we'll go ahead and say, if at Morning Brew Sports Network gets to 5,000 subscribers, Eddie Presti will dress like Houston Rockets guard Jalen Green. Never mind, he already does.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love Jalen. I love Jalen. Good player. Okay. I got Randle's extension.
Go ahead. Give us the hypothetical Randle extension numbers. Hypothetical.
All right, just a regular extension this summer. It's going to go 45, 49, 52, 57. That is pretty much the same.
Is that the max, or is that the minimum they could pay him?
That's without Supermax.
But what I'm asking you, is that the max that they could pay him?
No. That's just a cheap extension. All right. The Supermax number. You ready for this one? You ready for this one? Because I don't want to hear about Karl-Anthony Towns' contract being fucking bad. This is a bad contract. You ready?
Go ahead.
53, 57, 62, 66, 72. That is fucking terrible.
So this is what I'm going to say. All of this is hypothetical, what it could be, right?
It would be. He would get a Supermax next year.
what I'm saying is he is able to. This is all hypothetical numbers, right?
Obviously, yes.
Obviously, okay. Now I'm gonna ask you, Eddie. Now I'm going to ask you, Eddie. I'm going to ask you, Eddie Presti.
Yes, sir.
What GM in their right fucking mind is going to give an extension to a player that Just Smith had for this season because of injury, is going to get surgery in the offseason, and it's not going to be ready for next season?
Okay. Why would
Julius Randle risk coming back next year, gambling on his health, possibly getting an injury next year, and won't be able to get that big time paycheck after next year? So in this offseason, you said what was the numbers that they can get from this offseason?
It starts off at, I think, 45.
Yeah. So 45, and it go. What's the most that it can go to this offseason?
Fucking thing. Hold on.
Does the NBA cap stay the same?
Starts off at 46 and goes up to 58.
Okay. So if the most he could get is 57 or 58, I can live with that rather than Karl Anthony Towns.
It's the same contract as Karl Anthony Towns.
But I'd rather have Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle is a better and a tougher player than Karl Anthony Towns.
I don't know if I'm sure on that.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe that. But by your thinking, and you're saying, well, this guy's always injured. And
not saying that this guy is always injured. What I'm saying is that his injury happened at the wrong time. It happened right before he was eligible for that extension.
Okay, so if we're talking about players that are injured a lot, then maybe, by that train of thought, the guy that get hurt all the time, then maybe we shouldn't pay OG Anunoby. Maybe we shouldn't pay him. Maybe the 76ers come and say, you know what, OG Anunoby? I think you're a max player. I'm going to give you $45 fucking million because I have $150 million in cash.
Look, I'm just going to say this for what it is. I love when you guys go into deep conversations like this, because when we go back and we look at the clips, you two are like in-depth numbers, real serious, and my stupid ass over here like making the stupidest faces possible. Because
those
Knicks $4.99 caps don't belong in New York. All right, you guys go back.
Just because by that train of thought, Hector, then maybe we shouldn't pay OG Anunoby, and maybe Philadelphia, money bags Philadelphia this summer, because they got those money bags. All right, they got bucks on bucks this summer. They could come and say,
okay,
this is
what I'm going to say. If OG Anunoby wants to go to Philadelphia for $45 million, go fuck yourself. I pack your bags and I'll send you to Philadelphia myself. What I said on the last show is that with the injuries that OG Anunoby had, he cannot try to get the max contract or try to get the most money because of the injury history.
But
it's like
hypothetically, Philadelphia can say,
and if they want,
hi OG, we love you.
Okay.
Here's a max contract.
Do you not see my stance and my logic doesn't change? If that's the case, then bye-bye. Don't you see, like, my stance, my view, it doesn't change. If that's the case, if they want to give OG $45 million, bye-bye.
If that happens, the Knicks Twitter and the Knicks community will go fucking ape shit. If we lose OG for nothing while giving up fan favorite RJ Barrett, the fucking king of New York, the prince of New York, or whatever the fuck they call them, and we give up IQ and that second round pick, the Knicks fan base will fucking lose it. I don't think it will happen.
I'm here having a conversation with you, Eddie Presti. I'm not having a conversation with the Knicks community. I'm having a conversation with you.
Well, I'm just saying I'm giving you the after effects, the aftershocks. People go fucking nuts if that happens. Just want to throw that out there.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Chill. Okay, blasphemy. Smoking Nick, I saw you in the building, my guy.
SK's in the building. Shout out to SK. We got 270 people rocking with us right now. If you guys can smack the like button, we're sitting on 56 live likes on YouTube. We got to get it to 100. If you get it up to 100 likes, we'll shut up Eddie Presti for the rest of the day. Go ahead.
We won't guarantee that or promise that, but yes, give us the 100 likes. I want to also talk a little bit about Mr. Consistency. Mr. Consistency at this point. even when he has a little hiccup here and there, Josh Hart again last night, man, all over the place. Like, we joke about it, we talk about it, but he really does have a radar for the rebound. And I always love when he's in there when OG's there, because you see how loose he plays and free, and he runs everywhere, man, just bouncing off the wall. But, man, flowers to Josh Hart again, bro. Double-double, right?
Yeah, phenomenal. He just doesn't have the size like Orlando. That's literally all it is.
Fucking, you couldn't even, you just had to bring it right back. Bring that shit right back.
I mean, if you have Josh Hart going against Banchero,
stop.
Franz Wagner, they're going to neutralize him.
You fucking guys.
In a 7-game series. I mean,
no, but
George, we can't give Eddie a hug, because even if we do, Hector sits there and like, if you really could go through cameras, Hector would be like, next comment, and he would just poke Eddie.
Yeah. No, but when you look at his numbers across 46 minutes, again, 46 minutes for Mr. Ironheart, Josh Hart, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from the 3-point line. He had 4 free throws, 17 points on the night, plus 17 when it comes to his plus minus, 7 assists, 13 rebounds. And I said it on the last show. Tom Thibodeau, the way that he utilizes Josh Hart, he's putting up numbers similar to how Joakim Noah used to put up numbers.
Our chat, bro. I love that they just keep the running jokes. Wiz, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying is that Josh Hart, he's putting up numbers the same way that Joakim Noah used to put up numbers for Tom Thibodeau in the Chicago Bulls after Derrick Rose got injured. You know,
who was the other guy they had in Chicago? That other guy that would, I forget his name, but he's sort of like him too. I forgot
Hart
fucking name. But yeah, listen, Josh Hart's good player. He's got to be more consistent. I need 10 points. 12 points every fucking night out of this guy.
But look at when OG Anunoby is in the lineup. When OG Anunoby is in the lineup, it allows Josh Hart not to try to be the best defender on the court. It allows Josh Hart to play his game. He doesn't have to worry about, all right, now we got to get more involved in the offense. The ball naturally finds Josh Hart. He's just one of those players that no matter where he's at, it's just going to find him. It's just like on the baseball diamond. Mm-hmm. If you put somebody to play first base that never played first base a day in their life, the ball is going to find them. It's the same thing in basketball.
And I'll say too, we talked about it last time, or even I think it was last week when we were talking about Hart, right? We were talking about he pulled away from that free throw line area shot. When he takes that jumper there, it's always money. You saw it again last night. He was in his bag with that shot again. When he's there, and I see that early on in the first quarter, then I know what kind of game we're getting from Josh Hart. But, man, his rebound, I feel like he gets stronger, you know, and it's great. Do you guys think that's it? We're done seeing Alex Burks? Is the experiment over, or do we see him over these next 3 games?
I forgot that he was even on the team, honestly, to be honest. If you want to be honest, I was about to be like, oh.
Say, who the hell? Who?
We also didn't see Precious.
We had John.
No Precious.
That's the one thing that's concerning me. What's going on with Precious? Because when we didn't have OG, Precious was a big part of us winning. So I just want to understand what is going on with Precious Achiuwa.
I think Tibbs had it with him. I do.
What was he doing? What was he doing wrong?
Remember he had those 2 games where he was just horrible?
Yeah.
And I think Tibbs might have just said, fuck it. This is my 8 man. This is what I'm going with.
Okay.
8 is great. 8 is crazy to go. You got to go with at least 9. I mean, if we go up against Indiana, we have to have Precious there because he can play that small ball 5.
Who was it? Do you guys remember? Who was that came up on the open panel? Remember we started laughing because I was like, yo, with the way Burks is playing, don't be surprised if Tibbs goes to an 8 man, and we all were like, nah, he ain't that mental, right? He won't do it. He won't go that crazy. We saw it last night, heck.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with not seeing Precious. I understand the game before. We all heard him yell at Precious, and he yelled loud. Okay, it was when that came
Precious.
The broadcast. Yeah, Precious. I was like, oh shit.
I was having flashbacks when he was screaming at Obi.
Obi! What was that, Eddie?
Somewhere in Indiana, Obi's ear was tingling like, wait, what is Tibbs calling me?
Well,
that's a throwback jersey now.
Where do you guys think we're going to land?
I said it. Yeah, especially with the injury to Giannis now. We ended it in the second seed. We take it the next 3 games, baby. Eddie, I'm sipping the Kool-Aid.
That scares me.
We're finishing with the second seed. How's the second seed scare you?
That scares me.
How's the second seed scare you?
Because then there's a very, very good possibility of facing either Philadelphia or the Miami Heat. I don't want to see either of those fucking teams in the first round. Please don't give me fucking Philadelphia right now because they're playing their fucking asses off. And I don't want to see fucking Miami either. Give us an easy one. Give me fucking Indiana. I know we can beat the balls off of them. But Philadelphia scares me. And if they don't scare you, you're fucking lying. You're lying. You're lying. Oh, Embiid is a fucking playoff choker. Well, they used to say that about Jokic last year. And look what happened. All right,
but I'm going to say it again,
Philly might
Eddie.
be the hottest team in the East right now. Actually, they are the hottest team in the East.
But how hurt is Embiid again?
No, I think he's all right. I think he's okay. I think it was
he had mid-season ACL surgery to his knee,
and he just comes up and has 30-point games like it's nothing. If he would have played a full season, he might have been the MVP. Again, he had a great year. Great year. Guys, what did he score? 71 that game in January? Yeah, I think it was 71 he had. Philly's scary. Philly's definitely scary.
I mean, no one can talk down on the 76ers.
That's why I wouldn't want
even Hield's hitting his threes, but
okay, let's the Philadelphia 76ers, they're on a 6-game winning streak. Do you
Your
know
laptop is trying to get you to be happy. Oh, the balloons popped up. Sorry, Heck.
No, I was saying the Philadelphia 76ers are on a 6-game winning streak. Eddie, can you name me those 6 teams that they won against?
They beat Boston, Denver, Minnesota, the Clippers.
No, they're on a 6-game. They're on a 6-game winning streak right now. Over the past 6 games, can you?
Yeah. I was just purposely trolling, naming like the 6 best.
All right, they beat the Raptors.
Okay.
They beat the Pistons. They beat the Spurs. They beat the Grizzlies.
And
the only teams that were over 500 that they played were the OKC Thunder and the Miami Heat. And they beat the Heat by only 4 points.
Well, that's it. Those are 2 impressive wins as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Very impressive.
But this is where this is where me being a casual fan, I guess, comes out at times, because at the end of the day, I've said it before, guys, I don't care. I think we ended the 3 seed. I call it right. That's what I was hoping for from the get-go. Any team we play is going to be a battle. Any team we play. But this is the first time we can go in there and say every team we play, they know they're getting an effing battle too. There's nobody that's going to walk in here and sweep us in any shape, form, no matter what team it is. So just get to the dance, man. We talk about it over and over again. Yes, I understand 76ers are winning, but we beat the 76ers. I can't sit here and say that there's announcers. I'm not scared of them.
Embiid. We dog walked them by like 30+ points.
Yeah, I think they shot
Eddie, you ready?
You
ready, Eddie? I'd rather see the 76ers than the Pacers, if you're going to ask me. I know you think I'm crazy, because the speed that the Pacers play at, and every game going at that speed and getting me exhausted as shit for round 2, like that's how I look at it. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not worried.
I can't go with that, Jig. I'm sorry.
Say it, Eric. We blew it out. Sorry.
Yeah, we blew them out, but they shot like 30% that game. So that's an anomaly. It's an anomaly.
We not pushovers.
And Buddy,
we're not pushovers, but none of these other teams are pushovers.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
any matchup will not be easy.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, it's the postseason at the end of the day. You gotta give credit to these other teams that are making it to the postseason. Shout out to my guy Damian Serrano in the building. We got Julian Blum in the building as well. Gabe is in the building, who says a healthy Embiid is an issue. CT Pittman, shout out to my guy CT Pittman. Jorge Herrera is in the building. Kevin Pryor is in the building. Cheesy Soul Cakes. Listen, Cheesy Soul Cakes. As soon as I'm done with what I'm doing with my body, I'm driving to wherever you at, and I'm going to have me a fucking cheesecake, because I see on Instagram, yo, cheesecakes is phenomenal.
No, don't have it, Hector. No more cheesecakes. No more.
One more before we wrap up. How'd you feel about Deuce last night?
He sucked. He's 3 of 10 from the field. He sucked.
I was gonna say, not the performance you want to see from Deuce, right?
Not the performance from Deuce. We got 3 games left in the season. I think the real test for Deuce McBride, especially coming down the stretch, is going to be tomorrow night against the Boston Celtics, right? It's easy for Deuce McBride to score good against the Pistons, against the Raptors. This is cute. This is all. Now let's see what you do against the top seed in the East when it comes to the Boston Celtics. They have Derek White coming off of the bench. Let's see what Deuce McBride can do when it comes to stopping Derek White, their 6th man, and a guy who probably will win 6th man of the year.
Yeah. No, you're right about Boston. Again, they're the top team in the NBA for a reason. They have 62 wins, I believe, something like that. We'll see. I mean, I'm not worried about Boston because I know we're not going to face Boston in the first round.
Yeah.
Could we face them potentially in the second round? Yeah, sure. But that even facing them in the second round would mean us falling. Right now, it's looking like we're probably going to go 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. So either if we go 2 or 3, get out of the first round, we're not going to see Boston in that second round. Right? So Boston's the least of our worries if we keep it a buck.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you. They already locked it in. Go ahead.
So, no, all I was going to bring, because I'm looking up right now. So, we have the power rankings so far when it comes to the playoffs. This is the playoff power rankings. This is all according to ESPN. So, we're just going to go through the list, and afterwards, we're going to see if we agree with it or not. So, number 1, obviously, matter of fact, do you think I'm going to go from the bottom to the top? How about that? Bottom to the top instead of top to the bottom. So, bottom to the top, I'm starting at Mother Flower.
Atlanta.
I don't know. I'm trying to see.
It's got to be Atlanta.
Say it with your chest, John. You play whoever's in front of you, and you compete. That's all. Well, while Hector's pulling that up, we got over 300 people in the building. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. If you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hey, did you know you can tip us? You can help motivate, help keep this going right there. Buy us a coffee. Yes, a coffee. How on brand is that? Super chats, all that. Start backwards. Number 10. You sure? You keep saying all right, and then you make
No. I'm laughing because I'm looking at the chat too as well. Shout out to the chat. So I'm starting at. It starts at the Brooklyn Nets at 22, right? Because I guess 12 and 12 or whatever. So they have Brooklyn Nets.
Or they a playoff team?
They just have it like playoff ranking, playoff. This is ESPN. Don't fucking scream at me, okay? 21 is the Atlanta Hawks, right? They have at 21. 20 is the Houston Rockets. 19 is the Chicago Bulls. 18 is the Miami Heat. 17 is the Sacramento Kings. 16 is the Golden State Warriors. 15 is the Cleveland Cavaliers at 15 in the power rankings going into the playoffs.
You said
14 is the Indiana Pacers. 13 is the Philadelphia 76ers. They have as the power ranking.
How old is this ranking?
What?
How old is this ranking?
This is literally from today. They literally just put this out today.
This is false.
Okay, you have your call ESPN and their editor and have that issue.
I will, and I'll call Stephen A. Smith, who doesn't even know who's on the fucking team. He's probably the fucking jerk off that wrote this article. Oh my God.
They got the Lakers. They got the Lakers at 12. They got the Pelicans at 11. The Phoenix Suns
Pelicans
are at
11. One of the hottest teams in the fucking NBA. What the fuck are we doing here?
Listen, I don't make the power rankings. Previously, they had them at 8.
The
Pelicans were 8 at the power rankings last week. They're at 11 right now. Phoenix was 10. Orlando is 9. The Knicks are at the 8 spot for the power rankings. They were 9 last week, and they're at 8 right now. So they bumped up.
I agree with that with Orlando and the Knicks. See, they know about that.
But the Knicks are ahead of Orlando, though. Milwaukee is 7. The Clippers are 6. OKC are 5. The Dallas Mavericks are 4.
Now get the fuck out of here. The Dallas Mavericks at 4. Get the fuck out of here. The Clippers are better than the fucking Mavericks. What the fuck have the Mavericks ever won? Give me a fucking break. Come on.
The Minnesota Timberwolves are number 3.
I agree with that.
The Denver Nuggets are number 2, and the Boston Celtics are number 1. Listen,
I think Denver's number 1. Denver's number 1. They're the fucking champs.
Eddie Presti is the Mad Dog Russo of like NC-17 movies. If this was an NC-17 movie, Eddie Presti is Mad Dog Russo. Go ahead.
I mean, give me a fucking break. Dallas. Get the fuck out of here with Dallas. They're going on that stupid fucking dream shit. Oh, Kyrie and fucking Luka, who never fucking show up in the fucking playoffs. What are we talking about?
I'm trying to get you the person that
fucking Clippers.
I'm
the
trying
Clippers
to get you
have fucking what? How many guys won on the fucking Clippers? Well, only one, really.
I love Damian. Damian put how many F-bombs can Eddie drop in a minute? And I waited to put it up there. You were already at like 8 before I put it up. And then I put it up and you had like 7 more. Eddie, I love you.
Oh my God.
For real. And Eddie, I was
trying. Got to get his fucking head checked.
That first of all, normally they will put who's the author. There's no one listed at who.
Of course.
As who.
Some fucking oh my God. That was
and he said it's Stephen A. And now he's confirmed. That's it.
It had Brooklyn on the fucking list.
Just so you can see, this is from 4 hours ago.
Oh my God.
This is from 4 hours ago, Eddie.
That was one of the worst lists I've ever had.
Hector, can you see the tweet now? Would you read this article? Yes or no?
And we got some news that came out this morning about Giannis because you were talking about it. Giannis left Achilles tendon. It's fully intact. He got MRI. So Giannis avoided the worst when it came to a possible Achilles tear or rupture. So, he's out of the water when it comes to that. But as of right now, they still don't know. They listed as a lower calf strain or lower calf heel strain. He's day to day as of right now, Giannis.
They're gonna fall to the 3 or the 4. Easy. They're gonna fall. I think Orlando's gonna beat them the last 2 games. Those 2 games they have against them.
Every time you say Orlando, somebody in the chat always asks, Eddie, when does the Magic show start? They want to know when the new podcast begins.
The Magic Evening Brew.
Yes.
Doc Rivers, this is what he said. Doc Rivers
Magic Mocha
and the front office from the Milwaukee Bucks, they had very high concerns regarding his injury. They're worried
Doc
about
Rivers had it, so we better stop everything.
No, it's not just Doc Rivers. It's Doc Rivers and the front office in Milwaukee. Okay?
I really take stock into what Doc Rivers says. What a scumbag that guy is. Oh, I'll come in as your consultant for the new coach. Let me stab you in the back and take your job, scumbag. Oh my God, that guy. I lost all respect for Doc Rivers.
Well, I guess we won't be doing any future endeavors with Doc Rivers in the future, No Doc Rivers as a guest spot over here because Eddie Presti can't hold back his feelings.
We're done. It's over. Shout out to all 300 people that rock with us.
Smack the like
morning.
button. We're sitting on 70 likes right now on YouTube. We still got over 130 people rocking with us. If you guys can, smack that like button. Let's get the likes over 100. We're literally just 31 likes away on YouTube. So smack the like button.
Smack it up. We got a big week next week for anniversary week. A lot of stuff to announce. We got Bagley coming on next week. We got Bill Pito coming on the Rangers podcast. We've got a lot of guests being lined up for the entire week to celebrate it. Appreciate everybody that supports us, hangs out with us, rocks with us, enjoys Eddie's takes in the morning. No, he does not like the Orlando Magic. 5 o'clock. Yankees pregame report. Hector, myself, and Damian Serrano. Rangers Brew tonight. I love you guys. Hey, did you hear? We're the 3rd seed, bitches.
Don't fucking play it again. Don't play it. Okay, cool. Your fingers. Don't play it. Whatever you do.
Do it.
You thought I was going to play that.
Yeah, I thought you was. Please.